120mm sabot shells. Whoops, I have elbowed my headphones off my head. That was embarrassing. Hello everyone who just likes the good boat to go round in circles and doesn't want the bad boat to do anything, least of all be remembered. I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths, and what may be the final or the second to last video reviewing the Pale Fleet. Because last time we went through basically all the, I guess you could call them successful members of the Pale Fleet. All the things that did decent to excellent service, but there's a whole other folder here. These are all the failed prototypes, these are all the things that were retired from service pretty darn quickly, because, well, they sucked. So, we're going to go over them because I believe that you should talk about your failures in From the Depths as well as your successes, and this whole video is basically a showcase of, like, my whoopsies during this campaign, because even though I've put thousands of hours into From the Depths, I still do things wrong quite regularly, because, funny thing, you forget stuff as you go along. You just, like, I don't know, things slip your mind, because there's a lot to remember, and sometimes an experiment just doesn't work very well. Now, the Frost is on screen right now. We are going to delete the Frost, because the Frost is a good boy, or girl, or ship in general. And we're going to start in reverse alphabetical order because, I don't know, I just like that. And we're saving the biggest failures, literally, for last. So, to start off with, we're going to go here. The Winterbeam. So, the Winterbeam was a variant of the first, actually one of the very first vehicles I built for the Pale Fleet, which is the Stormbolt. We'll get to them in a bit. It is basically a pathetically weak little 2-axis laser up in space. Now, looking at this, I know immediately how I would change this. This is really crap laser Tetris. I don't like it at all. I could potentially go back and try to fix this. Did I ever make sure that the... Okay, and the rangefinder is obstructed. I don't know why the... Oh, this explains so much. Well, right there, there's your problem. The bloody rangefinder is, the bloody line of sight is disabled. Why? Huh? Huh? Oh, wait, what? Oh, I don't know what's going on there. I can't be bothered. But anyway, problem with this. Let's spawn in some flying squirrels just to show you what the problem with this thing is. The problem with the Winterbeam is that it was meant to be kind of a... Firstly, cheesy. No one really likes the space cheese. It's doing very well at the moment for some reason. Huh. I think part of the problem is that in Steel Sovereigns in particular, it has auto detection set to 1, which means that any hit-scan weapon is going to get a lot more inaccurate, and that's just kind of how auto detection works. Because, like this, I swear I tested this thing in the designer and it worked pretty darn well. This thing vaporizes flying squirrels from space, and it's actually doing really well. Man, I should revisit this thing, I guess. Yeah, wow, look at that. It just zapped a whole bunch of things. Let's try and spawn in something faster. What's a faster plane? Watch me... Just watch. Just watch me try and spawn in things. Spawn in some Hakes and see what happens. So, right now... Oh, yeah, against really small, fast stuff, I think we might have... Yeah, this is the problem with the Winterbeam. Although, nope. She's got her eye in. Kind of. Actually, you can see right there, we are still kind of missing a lot. This was the problem. This is a very unstable platform. It was not even as unstable as I remember. Was this thing good the whole time and it was just let down by auto detection? I mean, apart from the fact that it is space cheese, and that is bad. I apologize again. Interesting. Interesting. I guess in a different campaign it would have been better. Never mind, it's missing a hell of a lot. This is kind of the problem. So if we go look down at that Hake, we'll see how, yeah... Whoop, never mind. Never mind, we're good. What the hell, man? Would this thing have done better and neater the whole time? Anyway, the other problem is that you'll notice how fast it's ticking through materials. That's the steam jets for you. So, like I said in the last episode, or the one before that perhaps, what was it? The hailstone was the only thing that did enough damage consistently to justify how much resources it burned, and even that got retired from Steel Sovereigns pretty early. This thing never really did enough to kind of justify its maintenance costs, so to speak. And you see, it is taking a little while to like get through this Hake Squadron, even though I think the Hake Squadron is like almost... Yeah, it's another extra third more expensive than this, so... Yeah. Like, a snowboarder squadron, like, I think against an equal amount of Hakes would, like, wipe them out far quicker than this. So this thing was just inefficient, and it just wasn't very good. Moving right along, the Stormbolt. The Stormbolt is basically a pack bomber. Now, this thing had similar problems. Too expensive for what it was, ate too much money for the damage it could do, and it was just really bad against fast aircraft. I built this as a kind of insurance policy when going into a campaign that I wasn't familiar with. It's like, alright, this thing should be able to handle basically anything, right? That would make sense, right? Turns out, this thing does so little damage, and I think, let's spawn in... What should we spawn? Let's spawn in a Marauder. You'll see how little damage this does. It is actually kind of hard to make a resource-efficient pack bomber, because packs, by their very nature, are... Like, you know, they're quite... they're not... Well, firstly, they're not great at long range. Also, the fact that, like, I was messing around soft and with the kind of damage types that this would work well with, and it just never seemed to do the trick. It's doing well against the Marauder, kind of, but then again, this is the Marauder. There's no way we just AI did that, right? Nope. Alright, so now imagine this thing against something made of metal, and this little explodey packs just don't do the trick. Let me show you how small this damn pack is. It's very small. It's very... How many meters is this? It's 49 meters long, which for a particle cannon is not much. Is this overclocked? It's overclocked by 1.28. And yeah, this thing just... Well, A, not enough damage, really. Let's spawn in something made of metal, actually. Let's see how that goes. Spawn in the Bastion. You'll see how long it takes to for this thing to do friggin' anything. And like, yeah, again, this thing is ticking through materials very quickly because of all those steam jets. And yeah, it just wasn't great. See, 1.93 explosive damage, really not good. And like, it wasn't any better when I tried piercing or impact. Like, look how little that does. This would need to be a much bigger, more efficient thing in order for me to like really want to reuse it. So again, it's like, it's space cheese done badly, which was not entertaining and also not effective either. So, Stormbolt, get the hell out of here. Oh, the Snowtrail. Oh, no. Well, we're gonna have to go to a very specific part of the map to show you why this sucked. Alright, so here we are in the hilly lands of wherever the hell the Steel Striders are. I keep saying Steel Striders instead of Steel Sovereigns. Nice and confusing. So, the Snowtrail was my first attempt at a tank for the Steel Sovereigns campaign. I think it looks okay, it looks really weird, but first, there's a problem with this. This is basically a Reliant Robin trying to be an amphibious missile tank, I guess, or missile vehicle. Two problems with this. Actually, a bunch of problems. Firstly, it's armed only with missiles, which means anything with decent missile defense, just bad things happen, man. It's just not a good time. Can't really do anything against anything with decent missile defense, which, as it turns out, in Steel Sovereigns, pretty much all land vehicles have okay missile defense. They have decoys, they have interceptors, they sometimes even have lambs on them, so which just makes everything terrible. Again, credit to Azusa, I stole her missile deco for this. Also the fact that, like, you'll notice it's quite tall, it's got its tracks underneath it. This thing does not do well in rough terrain, and so let's see if we can't make this thing flip. Yeah, so it's got little ion engines hidden in there, it's got little props so it can actually do things on water, and because it's very top-heavy, you'll see that it's kind of rolling around like so. Yeah, it's got rubber and all that stuff. Like, I should turn trees off, perhaps. I'm gonna turn trees off, just so you can see the nonsense that's happening. Why is this... Are all of these things actually gonna do... Nope, there we go. Yep, there we go. Wow! Managed to right itself somehow. So yeah, this is a very bumpy ride. It does not handle terrain well. Not that I've built any tank recently that handles terrain well. The, what do you call it? The Crazy Sleds certainly don't handle terrain well at all. But yeah, this thing just could not do enough damage. It tended to roll over and kill itself. Forget which episode. You could probably... I think you can tell by just the thumbnail and the title of which Steel Sovereigns episode I trialed this thing in, and it was just a disaster. Why are you flying back? See, this thing is not doing well. It's not doing well at all. It also doesn't have enough armor, because it's made almost entirely out of alloy, so the thing can float on water. The armor is kind of pathetic. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meters of alloy with that beam slope, and then a heavy armor interior just for the ammo. The AI is not protected by heavy armor at all. So yeah, it's a bad time. It is a bad time. I do like the deco though, like doing this kind of. Did I really put poles there? Why did I put poles there? Just put poles on the outside for some reason. Huh? What was I smoking? But yeah, like I don't think we're even managing to get to where we're supposed to go. Nope. We have bumble-assed our way to the sea. Hold on. Was this a problem? Yeah, it's on water. No. Really? For a land vehicle, you should do that. -20 land height required. Let's see, are you gonna work now? Not really. Alright, it's working better now. Like, jeez, I gotta remember that setting. Just that one setting you forget about, Ken. Screw the pooch on everything. We should throw this against, what's my go-to? And this is also the problem. I was testing this against, like, neater designs, not Steel Sovereign designs. So let's throw this against a rook and see what happens. Also, another problem is that this thing does not see through terrain well. So, wait, I don't think this has a wireless snooper. It does. No, it doesn't. So the thing can't actually, like, see anything that's behind a hill. That's a major weakness, so really, just always, you gotta always have a wireless snooper, folks. Like, it's really a good idea. This thing is always rolling over so much, I don't like it. The reason it rolls over, actually, is because when it goes airborne, yep, and now it's disabled. This thing can't even fight off a rook without taking damage. Whoops, yep, there we go. So yeah, this is a fail tank, really. And again, I know what I would fix. Yep, there we go. The thing's taken delightful terrain damage. Delightful terrain damage. It's not shooting down those crams well at all. Oh god, oh god, oh god. I think, what did I do with these interceptors? What's controlling them? Oh, I know what's controlling them. This is the laziest form of... Oh, wait, no. I think I know what's happening there. Is it in here? Where is it? Where is it? Go away for a second, please. Ah, we are rolling over something fierce. Where is that thing that I know where it is? Should be somewhere. Huh, there is probably a missile interceptor thingy around here somewhere, unless it's... Where is it? Wait a minute. Nope, that's not it. Wow, I'm confused. What the hell was I thinking with this? Seriously. Oh, there it is. It's off on the side, because that's the only way it would fit. Oh, God. Friggin' Snowtrail. Ugh, get it out of my sight. I hate it. What's next? Oh, the Microcrystal. Oh, boy. I'm cringing at my past self, not only for how bad some of these things are, but also I know how I would fix them now. This was my attempt. Alright, so you'll notice that this actually has some similarities with the later, much cheaper, what the hell was it? What was it called? The Frostrake. So, the Microcrystal. This was my attempt to put a wacky pack idea into implementation and just didn't work. This was too expensive for the damage it could do, it was too fragile, it wasn't evasive enough. Lots of wood, and again, this is not the best armor scheme. If you're going to do alternating patterns of, like, air gap filler and beams, it's double beams and then the beam slope. That generally seems to get better results. And the ducts on the side were a futile attempt to A, make the thing look more pretty. I don't think I succeeded. And B, to add some piercing protection, except that these 3-meter alloy ducts only have 2,100 health, and for comparison, Metal Beam almost has that much, so really not my best move there. Really, it's only heavy armor ducks that have, like, really good HP for their volume kind of thing. Boy. So yeah, very squishy, lots of wood. This rotor underneath it turned out to be very vulnerable. I don't know what it is, but with a broadsiding airship, for the love of peanuts, put the... That's a weird superstructure as well. That is weird. This thing's weird. Again, very experimental. The particle cannons, those are just deck guns, and they're just overclocked, entirely surface packs, because the idea was... that if you keep the pack entirely out of the innards, it's less likely to, you know, cook your internals when they get damaged. Really, all that means is that it has a whole bunch of very weak particle cannons, and that kind of sucks. Though, I do like the idea, I might revisit it again. But, yeah, all this stuff in here is just to, like, keep those packs running. It has so many turbine generators. These blue injector engines are... set 100% for battery charge. I hate particle cannons. Well, I don't hate them, I just admit that I'm not good at using them. Because man oh man, this thing is a lot of hoosafudge for not much. I think that lambs is also not good. Where's that lambs? Oh, this is back when I was... You really don't need to fully rubber wrap your lambs, guys. Like, you can just wrap it in stone. What the hell was I smoking here? Like, I would definitely do a different laser system for this. I've stumbled upon one I actually like and seems to get good bang for your buck. It's a patent I'll probably talk about at some point. I'll probably show it off at some point in a Let's Build or something. But yeah, no, this is all underwhelming. What was I testing this against? I was testing it against an Onyx Watcher. This is the problem. There's a consistent thing here, is that this retired from service craft folder is full of things which I didn't test in the campaign I was building them for. That is important. You need to do that. So let's go here. What's a 300k Onyx watch thing? I think the Alcazar. Also, the idea was for here is that I quite like exploding pack. So what do we do here? Piercing, explosive, impact, explosive again. So the idea is that these are all synchronized, so they go... what is it? It's... piercing, explosive, then impact, then explosive again, so they just hit the same spot over time with different damage types. I think as the Alcazar, we're going to be just fine. It looks kind of cool, I do have to admit. But, yeah, it's like, just doesn't do a hell of a lot of damage. Like, look at the damage you see up there, the top corner, just wasn't great. And it takes a million years to, I think also do it, did I make this thing bouncy? So, zap, 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 and it's really not doing enough against the Alcazar to justify its cost. Packs are hard to make good, because they're just so expensive, man. Really, the smart way to use particle cannons is have them as a secondary weapon, but have them be an alpha strike. And, oh, look at that, we've run out of power. We keep running out of power. Yeah, it's not piercing, it's not getting in there, and the Alcazar isn't really that heavily armored a thing. It mainly results in big air pockets, which weirdly enough would also works perfectly against this damage type. If we actually... Let's see here, what, how much damage are we taking? We're taking a fair amount of damage. Honestly, like, really... I need to work on my pack. Let's see here. How overcharged is the... It's fully overclocked. Don't do that. Don't... Unless it's a tiny little pack that's on there, like, as an afterthought, don't do that. Because then, you just make... If packs are your main weapon, you should probably make him bigger and not make him overcharged. Because making him bigger is just way more efficient. So yeah, I've really got to practice particle cannons. Man, thousands of hours and I'm still quite rusty with particle cannons. I like this idea, but I really do not like my implementation here. It just was not smart. It does look kind of cool. I like the turrets. I like the turrets on this thing. That's basically the only thing I like. Part of the problem also is that these turrets are quite squishy because they're deck turrets and they're made entirely out of alloy. So, it's a problem. Also, don't put lambs here. Like, if you're going to make a broadsider, you need to... It's a good idea to put your lambs nodes... if you're looking... Alright, so we're looking here. This thing is firing, right? The lambs node is over here. The main body of the craft is what's going to get shot at the most. So you don't want to put them there because they're highly likely to get blown off. You need to put them up on the superstructure or over here on the extremities, which I kind of have done as well. Also lots of, like you can tell. Also, again, it's the same weakness as the Frost Rake, except in this case, this is a much larger and more expensive vehicle, and it's also kind of more squishy, I guess. So, yeah, if this thing loses its tail, it gets immobilized completely, and that's really bad. And like I said before, for whatever reason, sticking your main propellers, not custom jets, because those are technically inside your craft, sticking this on the underside, bad idea. Very bad idea. This got shot off a lot in the various testing I did, and I don't think I ever even built this thing in the campaign itself. I might have tried. I genuinely do not remember. I have blotted it out of my memory completely. So, Microcrystal, get out of here. And the pure piercing one was just an experiment that failed miserably. Brief mention of the old Icicle here. So the Icicle has done pretty sterling service throughout like its whole career. This is just the old version where I was considering it a destroyer. So it's got weaker guns. That secondary gun is like a kind of mid AP frag, AP timed frag gun. What else? What else? Doesn't have the secondary laser on it. I'm trying to think what else was bad about it. Like, I don't know, nothing specifically bad. Most of the basic ingredients were still there, it worked well, but the upgraded, way more upgunned version with, like, that diff alpha strike was just so much better. So, brief mention there, the old Icicle, and the reason I was saving it differently is because I was testing the old one against the new one, and the new one just clobbered it. It was great. Oh boy, more space cheese. Oh, I'm embarrassed. You know you're probably on a hiding to nowhere if you have to differentiate your different vehicles by their paint job alone. So this is similar to the Hailstone. What's it? The Ice Pellet. This thing uses small missiles. That was a dumb idea. Like, you don't ever really want to have small missiles as your main armament for something, unless it's combined with other stuff as well. I mean, they'd make decent anti-air missiles, but as for laser-guided stuff, yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Let's spawn in the Bastion to show you what I mean. So again, it's got the same laser-guided trick as the... It's got the same laser-guided stuff as the Hailstone does. It's just that because these are small missiles, they do, like, bugger-all damage, and it's really terrible. So let's follow these down there, and you'll see for yourself. They do basically nothing. Lots of fuel, lots of stuff taken out for you. Look how little frags are on there. It's bad. It's kind of doing something against the Bastion, but now imagine trying to hit something that's moving. It's tearing through the wood, but the metal just is too slow. It's not great. And again, same problem as that same whole category of, like, little space bombers. Oh, and that's the other problem with, like, dropping small missiles on something from space, is that the lifespan of small missiles is really short, so it doesn't have that thing that the Hailstone does, in which the missiles come back around for another go. And it was just a problem. And yeah, we're doing damage to the Bastion, but really, like, a lot of these things are missing, a lot of them are just flying off willy-nilly and, like, despawning. So yeah, nah, very damage inefficient, very material inefficient, and also, no one wants to watch a space cheese struggle to kill something, like something that can't fight back at all. That is just embarrassing. So, yeah, this thing might very well be the worst space bomber that was used in Steel Sovereigns. So, ew. Alright. Oh, nope, this is the worst one. So, the Comet. The Comet was probably the apex of, like, trying to go full space cheese. And I tried to bust out my best tricks here, it just didn't work. Everything that was bad about the space bombers I showed before was worse in the Comet, because it burns through even more materials. It has more little steam jets. You can see just how fast it's burning through materials. Let's see there. So, yeah, it's just eating materials like crazy, just because of all the steam jets on it. It's got these big missiles here. It's got, like, only 8 large missiles, and that laser with the bad laser Tetris. Yeah, this was my attempt to make a nice generalist space thing that could handle anything on the ground. My goodness, I was such a wuss. I was such a wuss trying to make this thing, and karma was well-deserved, because this thing is too big, so it's over 100 meters long, and because in space you can't actually change direction very fast unless you have, like, full hover control, momentum is a bit of a problem. So this thing, let's chuck it against the palisade. How expensive is this? It's 169. It's cheaper than I thought, honestly. So if we throw it against the palisade, which I believe was one of the main things I was testing this against, like, yeah, it's got the nonsense back here, it's got a little detection, but, like, that's not even a good spinning decoy, really. It's just, it's too long, doesn't spin enough. So it spawns a bunch of that. By the way, that is not enough large missiles to be a proper threat to a lot of stuff. So it's doing okay against the palisade, I guess. Where are you? Alright, there you are. What was it? I was like, there was some kind of thing there. Also, yeah, very expensive in terms of like material usage because of all the missiles and the missile interceptors. These missile interceptors, similar to the ones on the, what do we call it? On the Microcrystal that I didn't really focus on. These were, whenever you see these duct tape on in my designs, it's like, oh shakes, this thing needs more missile defense. Yeah, also that weird kind of slope pinch thing I did just to kind of break up the monotony of the hull, and I'm not sure that pulled that off, so aesthetically it also didn't work. Alright. So it's actually outrunning the palisade. I think actually the palisade is what I tested this against, and like, it was satisfactory, so let's find something with better missiles than that, shall we? What can we do? What has way too many missiles? The Asphodel, I think, but let's find something else. Wait, the Spectre. Let's see how the Spectre does, because I know for sure the Spectre has decent missile defense. It has a gun. Oh, it has a gun! So yeah, this is the problem with putting a big thing in space and hoping to be nice and evasive. That's not going to work well, is it? Let's see here. Where are bad guy missiles? If this thing wins, I swear these things are worse than, like, what I'm saying. Alright, let's see. Where do these go? Maybe the Spectre will... Okay, where are they going? Are these being distracted? Whoop. Oh, wow. The Spectre's missiles don't have the range to hit this. That's embarrassing. Why did I retire this thing again? Oh, I guess just for that. This is, however, the point where I kind of figured out, because, what was it? Switching from a Space Force to a proper Air Force, these missiles that kind of run all the way through the height of the craft. Also, there's some quite cute little deco I did on them. I should do that again. I don't know. There's things I do like about this, but it's just the overall effect is bad. Really should have made it white. I forgot about those doofy eyes. The thing has too many eyes. Eldritch, I tell you. But anyway, so that thing where, like, the missile runs the whole height of the craft, that was later successfully implemented into the... What was it? Into the Icewind. And that worked very well, because it meant more missile per craft. Bigger missile per craft. Very nice. But this thing has already eaten, almost 19,000 material, so we better despawn it before it does any more damage to my self-esteem. Okay, then. Oh, and here's the Chillwind. So, again, this is one of the very first things I made for the Pale Fleet. And it works fine in Nitra, which is the annoying thing. This is a very, very cheap cargo skimmer. It costs literally nothing to move, because it uses sails. It's just a little airship, you know, with wings. So, also people have told me that sails work in space, so let's just, while we're here, let's test that. Let's test that. Let's just go 1,000. Let's see, this could take a while. Okay, future me, remember to cut this down. Let's see if we can get this thing into space. Alright, so we're at the border. We're at 500 meters, which is quite impressive. Let's just adjust that a little bit. Let's go with... Alright, so this thing works just fine as like a cargo skimmer to like... Oh, lordy, please do not flop. Please no flop. This thing works just fine as like a cargo skimmer, like in Nito, where I tested it. But for whatever reason, Steel Sovereign's, like, the wind just didn't pick it up. I don't know if it's something in the weather settings or something like that, but this thing literally didn't work. It couldn't move. Like, even when I put it into play and tried to fix it and stuff like that, it just didn't work. So really, I should save this for later. I should try and use this in my next campaign, because it is dirt cheap. Like, I could stick a strategic antenna on this as well, and it would be, I don't know, I think it would work just fine. 62 meters per second isn't the fastest, but at the same time, this thing is 13,000 materials and carries 1,000,000 materials, so that's pretty good, honestly. Like, we can work with that. So, I don't hate this thing. It's just a bummer that it didn't really work for Steel Sovereigns. Also, I think I could make this go faster. It's got, like, how many sets of sails does it have? It's 1, 2, 3 sets of sails stacked on top of each other. I reckon I could do more. But anyway, that's the Chillwind. Now let's get to the big boy. Oh, the big boy. If I didn't put this in the thumbnail, I don't know what I was thinking. I spent so long on this. This is the Avalanche. So, back when I was considering the Icicle, just a kind of destroyer type thing, and like, how many versions of this is there? This is 83. I worked on this so much. And it does look kind of cool. This might be one of the prettier big ships I've made, but still, there's so much wrong with this. The Avalanche was supposed to be the capital ship of the Pale Fleet, and it just never quite did what I wanted it to. It just never quite was good enough bang for its buck, because, for one thing, it's a lot of buck. This thing is 1.6 million materials, it's almost 50,000 blocks, so laggy beast for one thing. And yeah, it's like, here's the thing, this is where I really learned that if you're going to make a glass cannon outside of a tournament, like for campaign, it needs much better active defenses. Most of your resources should probably be on lambs for it, and just relying on Seawers just wasn't doing the trick. And also, what works at a small scale does not work well necessarily at a large scale, because I took the principles of the Icicle and tried to scale it up, and it just did not work well. So, to show you what I mean, this thing does not have enough armor for, like, anything really. I've had to, like, even with, what have we done here? Even with sticking, like, heavy armor beams and, like, basically going off, script, so to speak. The Pale Fleet was never supposed to, like, use heavy armor as part of the construction, but, like, with this thing, I felt I had to, because its armor is thick, but weak. And these ducts on the outside here were a desperate attempt, similar to the Microcrystal. We're trying to have some extra piercing protection, just, you know, have a 9,000 health block in between this and all the piercing packs. I am quite happy with these propellers. There's a... Alright, so I gotta show you this, because this is hilarious. So, the hitbox for propellers is just where the blocks are. It doesn't really... what do you call it? It doesn't count as collision if the block doesn't collide. So if we go here, turn all that off and go full speed ahead. This is also a hydrofoil, by the way. It has a lot of hydrofoils down there. So the thing scuttles along at about 60 meters a second. It always had trouble turning, which is the problem. Alright, so you can see there we're not turning especially fast. Really should have put asymmetric thrust on there. But this thing, at the very least, can scuttle over land. I should, if not revisit this, at least try to rebuild it. But you'll see no collision damage there. So that is a really... I guess it's quite a cheesy way of, like, getting a, getting an amphibious craft. Is like you just mount propellers sideways. Because they're cutting into the ground, but it doesn't count as collision. So, if nothing else, I learned that from mucking around with the Avalanche. It was very nice. Let's set this on a patrol path. Over there. Let's go forth. Oh, I have set asymmetric thrust on this, I think. Oh, or have I? Oh, I think she's very confused. I think she's very confused indeed. Alright, so let's go over the internals. So, I have a problem. I love self-contained lasers. These were bad. They were volume inefficient. They're bad lasers, kind of. They're, like, underpowered for the amount of volume they take up. I did not need to wrap them fully in rubber. That was silly. and it's got 2 of them, and they also double as Sea-Wiz, which means that like half the time they're not actually shooting at the things they should be. I tested this against the Twin Guard Alarmed, and oh whoops, we did lose some stuff. What fell off? Hello? Hello, hello? Oh my god. What is falling off? Oh, right. The side armor doesn't have rubber on it. Really, I'm starting to be like of the opinion that you must put rubber on all your stuff in every direction. Admittedly, the Avalanche was never supposed to ride rough over land like this, so like, I don't know, like, we can be forgiven for that. Okay, so these secondary guns, which are, what are they? They're using 3-clip Tetris stacked. I think they're using 3-clip. What are these? These are 2-meter shells. I like this. Alright, so this is just pure sabot. I think they were AP heat at one point, and I should have stuck with AP heat because they were pretty good. These 120mm sabot shells, whoops, I have elbowed my headphones off my head. That was embarrassing. Okay. Man, I hope that didn't break them. Alright. Alright, I can still hear everything. Good. These were pretty good. Not 4-clip Tetris, of course, so not great material efficiency. But, you know, it did the trick. This main gun, I have a problem with my craft in general, is that, like, the main gun, I never end up doing well here. So these are 5-meter shells. I think I started with 8-meter shells here, and that didn't work, and then I tried many different things. What did I end up with here? Just 275mm AP frag? Yep, so possibly could have done better with something else. What is that angle set to? 30 degrees, so we're going full white flares with this gun. I think the problem with this main gun is that it's a huge cluster of blocks right in the middle of this thing. And because there's so many blocks clustered around, like, oh, why are you going there? Why? No. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. Where are we? Oh, there you are. You fool! Oh, well. It's my fault, really. Anyway, so, the problem with having your main gun right in the middle of your craft like that, which is a consistent problem for me, because I like to make canoe monitors, is that, that's the part that gets hit the most, and in all the combat tests I did with this thing against various different craft, including itself, the main gun is one of the first things to get disabled, which is absolutely not what you want for any kind of craft at all, let's be honest here. You basically never want it to... You never want the main gun to be like the first thing that gets disabled. That sucks. And let's just repair this thing quickly. And let it get over land. I mean, let it get over water. I'm being a little bit mean to the Avalanche here because, like, I'm roasting it while it's over land. Let's turn trees on just to show you how stupidly big this thing is. Look at that! We're in the trees. I thought we got caught on a tree there. Also, the lambs on here, Pellet. Oh, there you go. There's, like, you know, there's evidence that I found out the hard way that this thing didn't have missile defense. I really love these little on the side of the turrets thing. It's like a tank. It also means that the missile interceptors are always pointing in the right direction immediately. So me duct taping extra missile interceptors all willy... What the hell are you doing, bro? What the hell are you doing? I can probably stop trying to micromanage you a little bit. She's in the trees. I am at least proud of my ability to make ships which are mostly terrain-proof. But yeah, this is also where I learned that, like, having nice rubber sticks on the bottom is a good idea. I did learn things, I guess, while making this thing. It's just the end result was just, I got so sick of it. I really got sick of it. Let's roast it some more. So it has Diff Sea-Wiz, which means it's the difference between getting instantly killed by crams and getting killed by crams slightly less quickly. This lambs is piddly for a craft this size. This is nothing. This is too bloody small. Too ding-dang small, and it's got engines all over the place. Which also means that fires get started all over it when it goes. What are these things? These are... what are they? Alright, so that is a modified Radiator Randall, as I call it. Oh boy. Oh, and this is another weakness. I was trying to... Oh, nope, I was using heavy armor. I tried to not use heavy armor for the ammo compartments, and I failed. It turns out I had to. Oh, right, no, I'm still, like, you can see here there's alloy beams there, so, oh, jeez. I was trying to have my cake and also eat it with this thing. It was embarrassing. So, we gotta test this thing, like, I was testing this thing against the Stronghold, for the most part, to try and get it to do what it was supposed to be doing, and it could, like, only barely beat the old Stronghold, so let's actually go to some deep water so we can live in peace. Alright, so let's see how badly it does. It should, bearing in mind this is almost 50,000 blocks, it's 1.6 million materials. What is the new Stronghold like? The new Stronghold is 1.5 million materials, and it's just over, I think, 30k blocks? I think. Hold on. So, bear in mind, 1.6 million materials, almost 50,000 blocks, and the new Stronghold is just over 30,000 blocks, 1.5 million materials. My money is on the Stronghold, I think. Let's see if the Diff Sea-Wiz does what it's supposed to. Yeah, this thing has problems steering, just because, it's just got problems steering. Oh yeah, because it's made mostly out of wood and is very squishy, those AP HE guns are going to be a real problem. Also, weirdly enough, the back guns are kind of exposed to fire from the front. It gets shot in the back of the head a lot. I do like the purple lasers. Flying purple people eaters. Let's see, how much damage is going... Yeah, alright, so here's the problem with trying to use wood armor. It's losing armor fast. Like, real fast. My money is the next cram volley is going to do bad things to it. Although we're doing a lot of damage by the looks of it. Alright, see, it was working well. Is this thing gonna beat the... Where is that? Uh-oh. Alright, so here the problem, Doctor, that looks like... Yep. Uncanny. Ouch. Ah, right there. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I managed to put the main gun at a point which is almost guaranteed to get hit, and I went kind of, I don't know, I extra up-armored this thing like crazy, but yeah, Doomcram laughs at this, so... One of the main tricks with making a oh yeah, and the thing's not even bloody torpedo. It's a hydrofoil that still can get hit by torpedoes, because its sonar cross-section is actually still huge. If I had to rebuild this from scratch, I would do so many things differently. It wouldn't even be funny. Actually, it would be hilarious. Who's winning here? We've done over 1 million kinetic damage. 90%, that's not... Yep, see, the... Alright, it doesn't help that the relying so much on, like, kinetic armor-piercing weapons just means that anything with decent... Oh, I don't know, decent heavy armor slopage will laugh at you a lot. Yeah, that definitely doesn't help. So yeah, no, this, I hope this illustrating quite well that this thing is too big, too squishy. It's a glass cannon that simply is not evasive enough. Note to self, folks, don't build your... Damn, that goes that whole ammo compartment. So yeah, no. For the kind of things this thing was designed to fight, it just does not do well. It ain't worth it, folks. It ain't worth it. Honestly, I don't know. What would I do differently here? For a start, lasers would be different. Main gun wouldn't be right in the middle where it gets shot at immediately. Much better lambs. Deacon's Christmas, I always slack off on the lambs with these big designs. I do like a laser thing. Oh boy. Yeah, the Stronghold is just laughing at us, man. Man. Yep, and there that Doom... Yep, and that Diff Sea-Wiz only has a few shots for it, and yeah. No, no, no. No, no, no. How the hell do I keep... like, when I use crams, I swear they're never this scary. I might be slightly biased there. But also, like, I have a rotten habit of, like, forgetting about crams and then building stuff that's vulnerable to them. Anytime I build a ship, it just gets clobbered by crams. So, yeah, that's the Avalanche. And that basically concludes the... That went a lot faster than I thought it would. Like, basically, there's only a few reasons why per craft. They're big reasons. This thing, for instance, too big, too expensive, too laggy. and just does not do what it's supposed to. Man, should have gone with my different instinct. Alright, so now Diff Seawers is working. This thing probably needed a lot more superstructure. I should have actually, like, taken the main gun off this, because it kind of didn't need it. And then put more lambs in it or something? I don't know. Like, there's a point in which, looking back on a failed design, you stop learning anything. Because, I don't know. I have actually built much better big wooden things than this. I really have. Ah, the Octogun. I remember you fondly. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. Thank you for bearing with my self-roasting here. It was great fun here. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish to see more failures and or successes from me. And support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And there's fun perks in it for you. Like at the lowest tier, access to a Patreon exclusive Discord, and at the highest tier, I will build stuff for you, and I swear it won't be as bad as the Avalanche. I swear, I'll do better. I've changed! So far, all customers have been satisfied. Speaking of, I've got more stuff to do for the customers. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, check out my other channels and my Twitch, because this is not the only YouTube channel I run. I run a bunch. Too many, probably, so go like, comment, and subscribe on those as well, so you can help my sense of self-worth on the internet. That's a terrible thing to... Wow, you can tell I'm not good at marketing, can you? Anyway, especially come and hang out with me on Twitch, because, like, I don't know, it's like great public television over there. You see me suffer a lot. Anyway, have a great day. I hope your designs are more successful than the ones I've shown you here. Farewell. I spent so long on this.